Hey everyone, the numbers are in for the Panama City Beach real estate market for September 2022. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group over at Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. This video is going to be a little bit different. For those of you who've been watching or have seen any of these videos for the last few years, I've gotten ultra specific, going neighborhood by neighborhood, condo project by condo project to try to see what's happening in those specific areas. If you're on our mailing list, you've already received, or it's already going out, our quarterly market update for the third quarter. It's already processed and done. You should receive that in 7 or 8 days, which will get very, very specific for your neighborhood or your condo project. But instead of getting that dialed in on this video, I wanted to back it out a little bit and do more of a 30,000 foot view on the entire market so we can kind of talk about some things generally. I'll get back to specific videos for your neighborhood and condo project next week, or next month, sorry. The one thing I want you to take away before we dive into all these numbers is the real estate market hasn't just turned off. It has hit the brakes pretty quickly, but I'm just one of thousands of agents in the Panhandle, and I'm closing a $2.9 million deal this week. I'm closing $1,010,000 this week. I wrote 7 offers on Friday last week, and I'm just one agent in the market. So I want you to know that there are still things happening. If you're looking to sell something, the fundamentals are that much more important. Marketing is going to be critically important for the foreseeable future, that to be able to get something sold, your marketing plan now really matters. For the last 2 years, it almost feels like you could whisper house for sale or condo for sale and something would sell, but that's not the case anymore. You have to have that covered. If you're buying, you're going to have more and more choices, more and more opportunities. So let's take a look at some of the numbers I want to show you. First thing, this is from a company called Showing Time. Showing Time is a service that a lot of real estate agents and brokers use across the country to schedule the actual showing appointments. The reason I'm showing you this number is down. Showings are down 24.2%. That's from July. The actual number for August, I wish they don't have September up yet, but the number for August is down 22.2%. And what I want to point out here is incrementally, it's gotten a little better actually over the last 60 days. And if we really see if I can blow this up for you a little bit more, let's walk through this really quick to show you what's happened in the market over the last 12 months. So back in August of last year, showings were off. They were just down 0.6%, very, very little, but they were down still slightly. So that means less demand, right? It's just simple supply and demand thing. If you've watched any of these videos, you know I'm always talking about supply and demand and different ways of looking at it. So we're down a little bit in demand. There are less people trying to buy houses, hotter real estate market. And look at what's happened incrementally since then. Showings went up a little bit, and then a few more people were looking for real estate. In November, it was up 13%. It was up. It started to trickle down again a little bit. December, January. Not surprising. We usually have a little less business in the holidays. February, it was way up 19%. But look at March. Back up. So look at this. More people out looking in November, December, January, February. Sorry, I said that wrong. And when we get into our charts in just a second, you're going to see that's when the market was as hot as it's been over this last 2-year period. And look at that. 13, 11, 11, 19% more people looking at real estate. Obviously, more people are out looking. They're probably not all window shoppers. They're going to be out now writing contracts. And look at what happens in March and April. The real estate market really hit the brakes. And this is right when interest rates started to trickle up and some other things happening in the economy. Look at April. All of a sudden, we're down 11.7%. May, double that, down 22.3%. In June, down 26%. But slight difference. Look, only down 24%. It improved slightly. And in August, again, it's down 22%. So it's actually gotten a little bit better over the last couple of months. But key takeaway there, supply and demand, a lot less demand in the market over the last few months. But again, and if you've seen some of the recent videos, we were so hot that it's not surprising that things would cool off and we would see some of these numbers adjust to what a lot of people are calling a more normalized market. I don't think we quite know where we're headed yet, but I'm going to show you some charts to help us kind of figure out what we think is happening in the short term. So for the Gulf Front condominium market, I'm going to show you Gulf Front condos and then show you the housing market. So remember, if you haven't seen this chart, I haven't explained it in depth in a while. I'll go through it really quickly with you. The red line here represents the number of units for sale. So back October of 2020, almost every month down through April of 2021, you could see buyers had fewer and fewer choices every month. So imagine what they're thinking if they're trying to really buy a condo. You know, I want to buy something. Oop, I couldn't find anything, or I lost out on a multiple offer situation or something like that. Next month, oh, I have fewer choices. Oh, I have fewer choices. When they finally find something, oh, I better make a really, really strong offer. I don't want to lose anything again because look, next month it's going to be even worse. It's going to be even worse. Part of the reason the market was so hard back in early 2021. Same thing happened again 2022. Look at this: April, September, October, November, December. Look at that. Every month you were trying to buy a condo in the off season last year, you had fewer and fewer choices again. Same mentality. Well, look at what's happened April of this year. And this is when, if we go back to our showing chart and you saw the number of showings, you see how this all starts to come together. March, April, May, all of a sudden we have more and more choices for buyers. Market's slowing down now. Buyers can feel like they can take their time because every month that goes by, more and more things come up available for sale. So obviously the market's cooling down a little bit. Look at what's happened though in the condo market. This is pretty interesting when you see these other ones in a minute. July, August, September, we sort of peaked July and August, and it looks like in September we actually improved slightly better than the last couple of months as far as I say improved. The market strengthened a little bit. There are a few less condos for sale. People have been buying some things. Back to our months of inventory. And for those of you who don't know months of inventory, I want to explain this. This is a real important takeaway. And there you go. See, the real estate market's not hot. I mean, not cool or completely turned off. It's 7:50 and the phone's already dinging like crazy. Months of inventory. Traditionally, 5 or 6 months of inventory represents a neutral, balanced market in real estate. Theoretically, that means the easiest way to think about it is seller decides they want to sell something, house, condo, call the real estate office. From the beginning of the process, calling the agent, getting the photos, showings, negotiating contracts, getting to a contract, getting all the way to closing, that whole process, let me keep this on the screen here, whole process would normally take 5 or 6 months to do all that. I still contend that that number should be adjusted to 4 or 5 months because it doesn't take us 30 days to get advertising going anymore. That 5 or 6 month number came from when we were running magazine ads a lot and print media ads a lot and or exclusively. And so it took 30 days for marketing to get in there. Now we can get marketing going very, very quickly. I would say 4 to 5 months now is probably more of a neutral market. So anything lower than that, 2 months of inventory, 3 months of inventory, 1 month of inventory, means that we're working through this whole process faster. That means there's more people buying, hotter market, sellers market. The longer we're there, you see price appreciation. You see that in all these charts, what we show that when we look at all these months, these month over month over month of being in those low number seller market, you can see prices have gone up. So now where are we? Are we in buyer market, seller market, what have you? Let's take a look. So the condo market, again, January, February, March, we were under 2 months of inventory. If you wanted to sell a condo, you could sell it very, very quickly. Look at what happened in May. Again, when we hit the brakes, remember we doubled. We started to see fewer and fewer showings. Well, look at this. We've gone from it taking 1.8 months to sell a condo to 2.4 to 4 months. July, 7.4 months on average to sell a condo. 7 months. We were used to a month or two. Now it's 7. But look, it's improved in the last 60 days. It's gone from 7.46 to 6.89 back to 5.37. A little bit more normal. That idea of a normalized market, at least over the last 90 days, looks like it'd be a good way to describe this because now 4 to 5 months is normal. It's average. That means there really isn't a huge advantage for a buyer or a seller. The longer we would stay at that number, if we would stay there that long, you would see you wouldn't be surprised to see pricing stay sort of flat. It's kind of a wait and see game with everybody. My version of what's happening in the condo market. Housing market, pretty similar, but there's some subtle differences. So same idea. We were very, very low supply in the housing market from October of 2020, where this chart goes all the way through April. If you look at that in months of inventory numbers, look at this. Less than a month of inventory, around a month of inventory. It was never more than 2 months of inventory since February of 2021 through May of 2022. Over a year, we were less than 2 months of inventory. If you wanted to sell a house, you were selling a house almost immediately when you put it on the market, because to get all the way to closing was taking a month, month and a half. And it takes that long to process a loan if anyone's doing a loan. So look at what's happened, though. Again, similar story. June, up to 2 months of inventory, 3.4 in July, 2.9. It got a little better in August. It's up to 4.15 in September. But again, slightly better than the condo market, or stronger than the condo market. It's selling 4.15 months of inventory. But again, 4 months of inventory is pretty normal in real estate. I think for the last couple of years, we're used to things happening very, very quickly. We've gotten a little spoiled by that, or we're starting to expect that a little bit. I think it's a little bit natural that we're in this sort of instant gratification society that, hey, why not? If I want to sell my house, I would sell it in 5 minutes. Real estate never has been like that. And so some of these things are starting to be more normal and not terribly surprising. A couple of things to keep in mind if you're looking at lagging indicators or what's happened in the past. Gulf front condo prices were up 30% in this time period that we're looking at the last year. Housing prices on average were up 18% in our market that we're looking at. You would expect to see, and that was when things were very, very, very hot. Price appreciation generally goes along with sellers markets. We're now in a more neutral market, and we've been there for 60 days, a good 60 days now. So you would expect to see with pricing a little more, a flattening out of pricing at least. I don't see anything yet that shows any signs of massive price depreciation, prices dropping quickly. One thing I did think was interesting, I've been watching projections from experts right all over the country for the last 5 or 6 months to see where pricing may be headed. And everybody, until last month, everybody was predicting 2 to 3 to 5% appreciation for the year for 2022. Last month was the first month I saw where someone projected a negative number, so that prices would actually move down about 2%. Ivy Zelman with Zelman and Associates, I think they're out of New York, track exclusively the real estate market, residential and commercial. Lots of big institutional money will pay thousands of dollars for their reports. They're very dialed in on watching what's going on across the country. They projected for the first time in 2022 that prices would be off about 2%. I think they projected into next year that they would be off about 3 or 4%. The highest, most aggressive number on where prices may head had adjusted down. It was at like 6 or 7 or 8% for 2022, and that number adjusted down to about 3% from some different entities. So looks like flattening. It's more signs of flattening. The experts are thinking that it's anywhere from going to be up 2 or 3% to down 2%. Again, that's a national number. So locally here, at least for the short term, these couple charts are showing us, again, here's the housing market. Months of inventory, 4.15 in September. Condos, 5.37 in September. So the longer we stay in sort of neutral market, the more you would expect to see sort of a flattening on pricing. Now, one of the most important things when it is time to sell something, you really want to sell, it's time to move, or you're cashing in on an investment, or you want to take some funds and do something else, or all the variety of reasons that you might need to sell, it's going to be so much more important. There's just that much more competition now. You're competing with all of these other sellers in the market that you weren't 6 months ago. Back to marketing. Marketing is going to be extremely, extremely important. It can't just be take some average photos, stick it in the MLS system, and you're going to have something sold. It's not going to be that easy now. You're really going to have to sell something and show people why is something special. The photos have to be great. You have to have video now. If you aren't integrating video into the marketing, you're really, really behind the 8 ball with how things are getting seen. YouTube is the second highest or the second largest search engine in the world. Tons of people spending time there. The way listings get syndicated across the internet. If you have something that has a lot of text and a lot of images, great. If the text and images are fantastic, even better. If there's video attached to that, even better. So that's important. And you have to understand selling real estate in 2022, you almost have to be, almost is probably a light way of saying it. You've got to know digital marketing. You have to be a digital marketing specialist. Social media marketing, SEO, internet marketing, running digital ads, retargeting. That's just part of the digital side of selling. That's still not even talking about selling to real estate agents. That's not talking about working with buyers and sellers, email marketing, all of those things come into play. In fact, I'm 19 years. I've been doing this for 19 years, and I know a fair amount about it by now. But I also know that I don't know everything. And so that's why I hired a couple of weeks ago, I hired someone as our now director of marketing. She was the vice president of marketing for the Discovery Channel in the entire Asia Pacific region. So we see what's happening in the market. We know marketing is going to be that much more important. We've already been priding ourselves in our marketing over the years. I've always felt that that's a very, very important thing. You're setting the stage as a seller for someone to bring you a better offer. If from the outset everything looks that much better, if you have really elevated presentation, photos are great, descriptions are great, all that, people are expecting and prepared to pay a little bit more. So it's going to be that much more important now when it's taking a little longer to sell some things. So check out some of our marketing rolling out. We're making plans with new website platform, new individual customized listing pages on top of another layer that we already have. Mail, even though mail is getting more and more expensive, direct mail campaigns, we still run tons of those. We're sending mail out to thousands of people every month. So all of this is going to get that much more important again. So the thousands of agents that are out there, make sure when you're looking for one that's doing a lot of these things. So I hope that I know a little tangent there, but I hope this 17 minutes helps you understand that, listen, the real estate market isn't just turned off. There's still things happening. Just the fundamentals of selling things are going to come back into play now, right to the forefront. So hope this helps. We'll be back again with the more specific updates for your condo project in your neighborhood next month. If you're not on those lists and you want to be, just reach out, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, or give me a call. My number is 850-527-0221. Email is just Craig@DuranGroupFL.com. Thanks you guys for watching. We'll be back next month.